I think one of the biggest tools and one of the biggest realizations that has helped me deal with anxiety is the simple fact that I experience anxiety, but I don't possess it. I don't have anxiety. And when I realized this, this was probably like, I would say like a year, maybe a year and a half ago, is when it really clicked with me that anxiety is something that I experience and not something that I have. It really actually changed the game for me. Now, I've talked about anxiety on my channel. I've talked about my battles with mental health and stuff too. And, I'm open about it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, and some people don't necessarily want to be open about these sort of things because there's stigmas when it comes to mental health, right? But part of my journey here is not just to be an astrologer and a tarot reader, but to also help people with just general things. And anxiety is something that, I've dealt with quite a bit over the last 6 years or so, and it's been a journey. It's been one of the greatest teachers in my life over the last 6 years, and it's not always easy, especially when you're going through it, or if it like if it just snowballs into like a panic attack or something like that. You know, coming out the other end of those things, there's always some tiny little breakthrough. But I would say that if anything with this video, because it's not going to be very long and stuff, but and I'm going to talk more about these sort of things, just like general life stuff, especially anxiety and mental health, because like I said, this is something that I personally deal with, and this is something that has been really has been a big part of my life over the last 6 years, is anxiety and stuff. So um, realizing that it's something that I experience and not something that I have. A lot of people will say I have anxiety, and then that means that they possess it, and then it's hard for them to get rid of it. And then you can't get rid of anxiety because we are all going to experience anxiety. We are all going to experience it at some point in our lifetime, and there may be times where we have it more than others. There'll be times where we experience it more than others, but it's an experience. It's something that's going to pass. It's something that will have an end date. It won't last forever. And when you are in those moments where it feels like the walls are caving in, when your thoughts are running a mile a minute, like Mach 1 a minute or something like that, they're just running super super fast, and it doesn't seem like there's like really any relief in sight. Realizing that it is something that you experience and not something that you possess and have, then it really does help. It really helps to put things in perspective, and it does give some finality to the anxiety that you're experiencing. It won't last forever, and I'm putting this video out because I had a little bit of anxiety earlier. I'm a lot better now. I took my CBD and I'm good. I made it home. I'm about to play some video games and stuff. But I wanted to make this now, especially because of all the things that are going on in the atmosphere, in the universe, and stuff like that, with all these transits and everything like that. This is definitely a time where mental health is definitely coming up, and I experienced it today too. And it wasn't just me. I experienced it through the guests that I had that were coming through. I could tell, especially one of my last guests, I could tell that she was overwhelmed. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to make this video because I feel like just letting people know that, to kind of get them into a different mental paradigm, instead of saying, I have anxiety, say, I experience anxiety. It changes the game, and it actually puts the power back in your hands because, like I said, it reminds you that there is some finality to it. It won't last forever. So I'm going to give you guys more tools and tricks, things that have helped me on my mental health journey as well. I'm going to talk about many different journeys. Like I said, this isn't just a channel where I do astrology and tarot. All that's mostly what I've been doing, but just a channel where I can share with you all things that I learned on my journey, and then my hobbies and my passions and what I like. That's one thing I definitely want to do more of, is actually like kind of show more of who I am and what I'm about and what I can bring to the table and how I service humanity. But this is one of the ways that I can help service, is by helping people through these moments, and kind of bring, kind of not really think about the astrology and talk about that so much, but just kind of talk about some other like concrete tools that you guys can use to empower yourselves and become the greatest versions of yourself. But look at anxiety as a teacher. It is teaching you something, it's trying to tell you something. It's not something to be feared. It's going to happen, especially in times like this. It's going to happen. Try not to resist it. Just go with the flow. Realize that you are experiencing anxiety and it's not going to last forever. This too shall pass, and I promise you that will help. It helped me a lot. It changed the game for me. I cannot like stress that enough. How big just, and I don't even know how that thought came up, but it shifted it shifted the paradigm, if you will, for me and the way I thought about anxiety. Because I thought it was something that I had to get rid of. I thought it was something that I had to heal. I thought it was something that, I was thinking like, am I broken because I have this anxiety that I experience much more frequently I did than before, you know, 2017, 2016. Why am I experiencing it so much more now than compared to back then? Well, a lot of times, especially if you're on the spiritual path, it's the growth. It's the growth and realizing that you are far more capable than you realize and coming more into your spiritual path and coming more into your purpose. And that can induce some anxiety. And then, of course, they're on top of it, just daily life, maintaining relationships, like taking care of kids, taking care of bills, freaking, keeping up with your house and your home, making sure that you tend to all of the different relationships in your life, like your spouse, your kids, your parents, your siblings, your colleagues, your coworkers, your boss, God, spirits, your angels. It's a lot, you know? So if you are experiencing anxiety, if you have experienced anxiety, just know that it won't last forever. It's a teacher. It's going to be okay. And it's not something that you have, but it's something that you experience. So hope this helps. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.